right, Instagram. We've all scrolled through some incredible pictures on our timeline and probably wondered, how did they get that shot? Well, taking the photos is actually a snap. Onika Raymond caught up with the influencer behind Tour de Lust to get tips and tricks on taking the perfect photo.
If you like photography, you are going to love this segment because we're meeting with an Instagram influencer who's going to teach us how to get great images straight from our phones. Well, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, Christine, your Instagram has basically written a novel. How did you decide to become an influencer?
I was living in New York City and then I moved to San Francisco. I didn't really know anyone, so I wanted to just pick up a hobby, and I always just loved photography. And then I decided to start my blog. My blog is called Tour de Lust. I started traveling all over San Francisco, and then within a year, I somehow was able to quit my job and make this full time.
You are being super humble because you have a massive audience of more than 500,000 followers across platforms. How did you learn photography? Are you self-taught?
I am self-taught, so with Instagram, I just kept seeing everyone taking amazing photos, so I wanted to learn myself. So I purchased a camera, and I actually took a course to learn all the things you need to know about photography and then just really practice.
You are a huge role model to a lot of Asian women because I don't think there are many Asian travel influencers or Asian lifestyle influencers in this space. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's really important to be that role model and show that representation. Just being Asian in general, I don't really see a lot of people that look like me on TV, on social media, or in magazines, so I think it's just really important that they could definitely do it.
I love your pictures. They look so wonderfully and professionally done, but you say that we don't need a fancy camera in order to take those types of pictures. We can just take them with our phones, right?
Yes, all you really need is good lighting, really understanding composition, and even just knowing like your angles.
Okay, perfect. Well, you are going to show us some of these mobile photography tips, and I cannot wait, so let's get to it.
Let's go.
Okay, Christine, we're out here on this rooftop and it is freezing, but according to you, we do not need a wide-angle lens on our camera to capture the whole scene, right?
Correct. I have this iPhone trick that I'm going to show you right now. So first, if you're taking a regular photo, you cannot get the whole building, so switch over to pano mode, flip your phone horizontally, and click on the camera and swipe up slowly. And now you have the whole entire building and Onika.
And now for your next tip, you're going to show us how to take better pictures of the skyline.
Yeah, so when you take regular photos like this of the skyline looks small and unimpressive. But if you zoom in and walk back slowly, this appears much larger, and the skyline, it looks a lot bigger, and this is called lens compression.
Now you have another tip that is going to make our photos look even more interesting than before, right?
Yeah, so a lot of people tend to take photos straight on eye level, but if you just simply go lower and take photos from a lower angle or flip your phone upside down, it can make your photos look so much more interesting and more dynamic.
Well, your tips for mobile photography are amazing, but editing is also an important part of the puzzle.
It is so important, and I love using a lot of apps. I like Lightroom, and I also really like Tezza app. They have a lot of really good presets on there. Snapseed is free, it's really good, and Touch Retouch, you can remove anything on there.
Well, I am so excited that you shared these tips with us, and now my photos are going to be fire! So thank you so much, Christine.
Yes, snap, snap. We love a good photo op.